Alright guys, so in our little lessons about shapes lately, we're going to work on another one. So here we're going to start, we did triangles last time, we're going to do triangles again. We're going to make a new sketch, click create, click save current sketch. Now for this one, we're going to use our ruler tool again, and we're going to turn it on right there. So that's the ruler tool, the guides tool, and it's turned crooked right now. So I'm going to turn it back to angle of 0. Make sure down there at the bottom you see it says angle 0. So just like there's a specialness about the circle being equal from all sides, there's a special triangle called an equilateral triangle. And equilateral, what does that word sound like? Equilateral. Sounds like the word equal. So equilateral, lateral means sides. So we're going to draw an equilateral triangle. Now to do this one, we're going to add one special tool to this. So we've got our ruler tool here, but we're also going to use our symmetry tool. Symmetry meaning the same. Kind of similar to the word equal, same, equal. So we're going to use our symmetry tool. And on our symmetry tool, we have to make sure we have it set up right, because right now it's drawing 4 sides, and I don't want to do 4 sides because that would be a square or a rectangle. What we need to do is make sure that one's not turned on. Don't turn on that one. Don't turn on this one either. That's symmetry X. It's a horizontal and vertical. We're going to turn on the third one. That's radial. And this little bar that has a little dragging dot, you can make it more sections or you can make it less. And we want to drag it down until it says 3. 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. Because a triangle has 3 sides. So now that we have our ruler, the guide, and we have our 3 sections, we can draw our triangle. Now this time when we do this, it's okay to kind of go over the lines. Get our triangle drawn in there. And see how my lines kind of go over a little bit? That's okay. We just wanted to make sure that it's complete. You don't want to do this. That's not finished. It doesn't connect. Those aren't shape. That's not a shape. That is 3 lines. Once the lines all touch, by going back and forth like that, then my 3 lines make a shape in this space here. Now what are we going to do with that? Well, we're going to do a couple extra steps this time. So what we're going to do with this little equilateral triangle is we are going to select the space that's inside there. So there's a tool for that. It's called the selection tool. It's the one that looks like a black arrow and dotted lines. We're going to click on that. Now that gives us 7 options up here. Not the first one. We're not going to use the lasso this time. We're not going to use rectangle. We're going to use magic wand. I'll show you that again. It says magic wand. Whoops. So once you click on magic wand, you're going to click right in the middle of your equilateral triangle. Okay. So now we clicked on our equilateral triangle in that little space. What we're going to do is we're going to use this to color it in, but we're not going to color in on this layer. See my one layer right here? No, what we're going to do is we're going to make a blank layer now. So now we're going to make a blank layer by clicking the plus button. And now that's a new blank layer. Now what we can do is we can fill it in with our fill tool, the bucket right up there. Click on that one, fill bucket tool. And we can change our color. You can pick a new color. So once you pick a new color, it can be anything. And we'll click right inside and fill that shape. And you look at our layers and we see that they're separate. And that's good because we're going to get rid of the one down here. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to get rid of it by clicking on the layer. See how I do that? Not the red one, but my lines layer. I'm going to click on there till I see this menu, and I'm going to click delete. So there I have that. And next what we can do, I want you to click one more time. Click the plus button. And we should still have that same selection on. If you look really closely, I think I can zoom a little bit closer. Maybe you can kind of tell. I still have the dotted line on there. And that's what you want to still have, because we're going to fill it in with a different color. So click on here and change it to another color. And click right there. Alright, so now over here on my layers, I see two different layers, two different triangles. Here's what's special about equilateral triangles. First, to show that, we're going to have to come to our selection tool and click that red X button on selection. So we go to selection tool, come all the way to the end and click that red X button. Then, so that we can see the magic of equilateral triangles, we're going to click on our transform tool. That's the 4 black arrows. We're going to click on that one. And what we can do with this is I want to show you how you can turn this and it still fits up exactly the same as the one before it. And that's because they're equal sides. And it fits right in again. And if I turn it again, I can match it up again. Now there's something really special about that, and I can show you what it is. But it's a little kind of complicated. So we talked about the last triangle having right angles because it had that right angle that looked like a rectangle angle. Well, this one has something called 60-degree angles. So I'm going to kind of move this over here to the side, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Click done. Okay. So what a 60-degree angle is, and you don't have to do this, I'm just going to show you. When I line that up right there, my ruler says 0. And if I turn it to my little ruler to see how tilted this is, so like right there, I'm on that little corner right here, and I'm turning it to see this line. When I turn it all the way up to there, it shows 60 down here. That's a 60-degree angle. If I look at the other side, put it back on 0, and I turn it this, whoops, not that way. If I turn this right there to that side, it's going to be negative 60, but it's still 60. Whoops, I got that off. There's that on 0. And this to 60. And that's a 60-degree angle too. And the same thing on these ones down here. That angle is 60. And then that other angle on this side is 60. So that's the magic number with equilateral triangles. And you guys may be a little young for that, but you're never too young to start learning some cool new things. So equilateral triangles all have the same 60-degree angle on them, and that's why they're equal. They're equal sides, equal length. They match up with each other. They fit perfectly together. Now, the difference though is that this doesn't make a rectangle when I put it together, because there are no right angles that have a 90-degree angle. When I put these two triangles together, they actually make something different. Let's see. So if I put that triangle right here, that doesn't make a rectangle. That's a rhombus. That's okay. That's just different. Different triangles for different purposes. This kind just makes rhombuses when you put two of them together. If you put it over here, not a rectangle. In fact, I don't think you can put that any direction and make any kind of rectangle at all. Unless maybe you put it right there and you kind of get kind of a rectangle, but not really. Nope, not a rectangle. Not a rectangle. Doesn't work for that. That's not made for rectangles. You gotta have right triangles to make rectangles. This kind, these 60-degree equilateral triangles, They only do that to make rhombuses. But each side has 60 degrees. But you can do this. This kind of triangle fits perfectly inside of the other kind. Even if you make it really small, or you make it fill up the whole space. So, show me your work on this one. You can just turn in. I want to see that you were able to make your equilateral triangles. It's an easy, short little lesson, so I want you to practice it until you get it right. Okay? So when you're done, you can click Done. Click on your menu up here at the top. Click Share. Click Save. And that's it. Those are equilateral triangles.